Did y'all watch much game day growing up at your house?
We did.
Yeah.
Pretty much every game day game we probably watched, just because it was always probably the best game. So.
Yeah. What do you have any specific memories about the show or anything like that stand out to you?
I just remember the game last year very vividly when we played Chapel Hill. I think it was excitement. There was a lot of people, but that's really it.
You talked about getting the jitters out in week 1. Week 2 was a little bit better for you. What's the next step for this offense? What do you think still kind of has to happen for this offense to get more efficient?
Just more communication and execution, really. I feel like we was clicking at times. You just need to stay consistent.
A few days since the game, watching the tape now, how do you feel like you would assess your performance? And specifically whenever the pocket broke down, there was pressure in your face, how do you feel like you were able to handle that and kind of step up and make some throws?
I feel like I handled it better. I feel like just like the colors flashing, I can't really let it affect me like I did the first week. It was just like the jitters. All right, I see colors flash, just get out. But I mean, it was just colors flashing to have people that protect me. So,
LaNorris, I'm guessing that this week, from friends, fans, whoever you heard from, they're all crazy about the chances that you guys now have. How do you keep it all straight and kind of put aside the talk that, hey, the Gamecocks are in first place in the SEC?
I mean, really, all the extra stuff don't really matter. You still got to go out there and play. No matter who's there, who's watching, like, we still got to go out there and play our game and execute. So,
it just looks weird on the stats that it was 22 rushes in your first game, and I think ended up being 7 last game. Was that part of the game plan, or did Kentucky's defense push you to not be able to run as much?
I mean, it was part of the game plan. We got QB runs in the game plan, but I think just from me not playing the second quarter because of my hip, it was just like kind of like a cautionary thing. So I mean, I could still run and everything, but that was just part of the game plan.
Had a lot of success looking for Mazio and Jared Brown on the game Saturday. How would you kind of describe the chemistry you guys have been able to build, since chemistry was kind of one of the themes after week 1?
Really just us practicing together. Like I'm saying, I don't want to keep bringing up the first game, but it was the first game all 3 of us played together. Then we had like a couple weeks of practice after that, and we got finally game speed now. So I mean, we good.
With Dylan and Kyle and Gil and all those guys, how challenging was it for you guys as an offense at times having to deal with them during camp?
It was very challenging. We had to chip them, put 4 hands on them, 2 guys on them at a time. Just how it was in the game for them. Like, that's what we had to deal with as well.
And with Michael Smith obviously being pretty involved to this point, what have you seen from him during his short time that he's been here?
Just a freak athlete, big guy, big body. He can run, he can move, he's smart. Kind of like Mazio a little bit. Don't really make the same mistake twice. Put a lot on him. Just game plan, play specifically just because of his skill set. But he's taking it all well.
What have you seen from the LSU defense on tape, and what are you guys going to try to obviously you don't give the game plan, but what are you guys going to try to attack on their defense?
They got some good players. They got big D linemen. They have, Harold Perkins. The DBs, they're feisty. They're all feisty. They play hard. They play fast. Man coverage, just things like that. We just going to attack what we can, take our chances, and execute.
LaNorris, what have you liked about what you've done so far this season, and what are some things that maybe you think you need to kind of improve on going forward?
I mean, I liked how I came back from the first game performance, just growing in that aspect of it. Then really there's my communication with the team, really. I can get better with communicating with the team, talking, telling them what I'm seeing, just things like that.
Just 2 for you. Was there a throw or play in that game against Kentucky that you felt like, okay, like I'm settled in, like I can make these throws now and stuff?
It's probably the first crossing route to JB when the linebacker it went right over his hands. I was like, all right, now I can get rolling.
And then, how much of a difference does it make offensively when you're able to hit on some of these passes? And what does that do for you guys in general when you guys are able to do that and run the ball?
It just opens up the playbook more. If they feel like you can throw back and pass, they won't, load the box and make us throw it. So, I mean, if you can complete some passes, get some runs, then you just open up the playbook more.
Well, we always hear guys talk about the game slowing down the more experience you get. Is there an example of that for you from game 1 to game 2?
Yeah, a big difference. Like I said, just colors flashing was the first game. Was just everything that I saw, and then like the Kentucky game, I just felt like I was just seeing everything. It was slowed down a little bit, and it did keep getting slower for me, but it was just that was the biggest difference.
You guys made some strides in week 2, obviously, but at times y'all are in 3rd and long. How do you plan on improving that? Playing a really good LSU defense.
Like I'm saying, we just gotta stay consistent. We gotta play our techniques, have good technique, stick to our coaching and stuff like that, so we don't get in those situations.
On both those passes to Mazio and the touchdown to Josh Simon, that seemed to be just Dowell Loggins in his bag, kind of scheming things up. What have you seen from your offensive coordinator this last week in terms of putting you guys in the best position to succeed?
I mean, I feel like he always puts us in the best position to succeed. We wasn't hitting them the first week. And the second week, we finally got them. We hit them. We capitalized on them. So we just got to keep doing that.
With the 2 big passes to Mazio, you were kind of rolling out to different sides. Is that the type of throw you think you're probably maybe the most comfortable being able to make throughout just the flow of the game?
I feel like that was just part of the game plan. Like the edge came free or whatever, so I had to make a play. That was more of a pocket pass, but the first one was more of a rollout pass. But I feel like we can make any throw. Just depends on the game, the play.